Selling in the billions each year, Rainbow Mealworms is your one-stop shop for all your insect needs. Their quality feeders and A-plus customer service keep me coming back to support the health and growth of all of our animals. Visit them today at rainbowmealworms.net to place your order. I want to take this time to shout out Redline Shipping. They are the #1 fastest growing reptile and animal shipping company in the world right now, and that is for good reason. Use promo code GECKO5 today at checkout for an additional $5 off your shipping label. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Geeky Gecko Creations Live on Monday night, where myself, the host Frank, talks about leopard geckos live and everything reptile related, because at the end of the day, I'm a reptile guy, and that's going to be proven tomorrow in a live unboxing of a gigantic lizard, my dream bucket lizard, that we are going to unbox probably 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, Mountain Standard Time. So you can watch that back if you're not going to be here for that. For today's episode, I have something else to unbox, which I'm going to get to here in a second as more people come through. Bam, bam. Yeah, we're unboxing it tomorrow. I'm really excited. You just got a Uramastix and a leopard gecko. Malachi, really cool. Norman, what's going on? Wizard. So many of you guys know Sarah and Kyle from Desert Dragon Works. Well, they were kind enough to gift me a large load of objects here that I'm going to unbox with you guys. And 2 of these objects are going to wind up being a giveaway on our channel. And then the other objects I'm just going to bring to shows and sell. They're also giving us a unique discount code. If you like these, you can go to their Etsy store, which when they get in here, I'll double check their Etsy store. Your name, can you please say my name? Link-12. Is that a play on words? I'm going to cut this open right now. If you like leopard geckos, then you might like these. She said there's 20 of them in here. I'm kind of surprised 20 would fit in this size box. I'm interested to see how they pack them up. Frank's making me a little nervous talking with his hands and that box cutter. Yeah, I make myself nervous too. I was taking this box cutter and moving the chair, and I had to like slice right, like put my hand right between my legs and like my thighs and my arteries and everything. Oh, their Etsy store will probably be on here. So this might be backwards for you guys, but Dragon Heart Exotics, you can follow them on Instagram. Because they do have leopard geckos and they are from Canada. In addition to that, they make some, what is it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Handcrafted goods, which I'm excited to see how they look like in person and all about these things. Okay, so I got the first bag of them right here. This is white and yellow leopard gecko. All right, so let's check them out. Handcrafted. Doesn't get better than handcrafted. So here's white and yellow. Ooh, look at that. If you need a little leopard gecko kind of figurine, desk toy or something like that, this could be pretty cool for your workspace. So this is a white and yellow leopard gecko. They also have different morphs. I'm going to wrap this one back up and let's check out each morph. Okay, so this is the white and yellow. I'm going to put that down. They can also do custom. So like if you have a leopard gecko that you want, like if you have a pet leopard gecko of yours that you want them to create a custom figurine for, they can. And they could probably do all kind of sizes and stuff too. But these sizes are like, I guess, the mini or compact size, I would probably say. So this is what she's calling a phantom leopard gecko. So this is a phantom leopard gecko, which I believe is like an urban gecko phrase. of one of the mutations that the urban gecko has coined. And they're up in Canada where the urban gecko is. So that makes sense. All right, so we got the platinum leopard gecko. We got a couple other morphs. I'll just go through those real quick, give you guys an idea of exactly what we're looking at here. Let's see what this is. This is Tangerine Tornado, which is the urban gecko's tangerine line. Oh man, it's so clean in this room. I really got to thank Jacob. He vacuumed this room and it's feeling really, really nice and clean. So here's a little Tangerine Tornado. I forget how much she's selling these for with shipping and all that kind of stuff, but she handcrafts them and hand paints them. So she takes her time to make these, which is pretty cool. So that's the Tangerine Tornado group. I have a few of those. And then we have Diablo Blanco and a dark super snow. Kyle Dell, what's going on? Sarah, you guys made it. Yeah, the live stream today is a little late. I was kind of busy just running around doing a whole bunch of stuff. I don't think she originally had Diablo Blanco, but I was mentioning Diablo Blanco, and so I think she made Diablo Blanco special for our channel. So really cool, nice little painted leopard gecko figurines. I like the Diablo Blanco. That's pretty cool. You know, sometimes at a reptile show and stuff, people aren't going to buy reptiles, but they would buy like a figurine, you know? So it's nice to have toys and things. Dark Super Snow. Okay, interesting. This one's really cool. I think this might be a fan favorite. Dark Super Snow. And again, you could go to their Etsy shop, Dragonheart Exotics on Etsy. If there's like a QR code or a link to that, Sarah, that you want to put in the chat, because I see you're here, you can go ahead and do that. And also, I want your guys' opinion on which morphs should we give away. So that was the Dark Super Snow. And the last one is the Black Knight. How can we not have a Black Knight? And we got quite a few of these Black Knights, so we might just have to do a giveaway for the Black Knight and the Dark Super Snow or something like that. I really like what she's doing with the eyes. They're like nice and shiny. Pretty cool. So this is Black Knight, hand painted by Sarah over at Dragonheart Exotics. See, matches my shirt for the black. And you know we love our Black Knights. So very cool. I think that's everything. Yep, I'm going to put everything back so I don't lose anything. I will review the morphs one more time, but let me know which morphs we should do the giveaway for. We got the Black Knight. We got the white and yellow. We got the Dark Super Snow. We got Diablo Blanco. Tangerine Tornado. And there's only one Phantom Leopard Gecko. But if you guys really like that, we could do a giveaway for that too. I'm going to put this outside the room. I'll be right back. Whitney has this show she really likes to watch. I forget, it's like some kind of cop show, but they have always this interesting song that plays. So she's watching that right now. But what did you guys think? Etsy, the Etsy store is on our Instagram. Oh, okay, so you could just link straight from Instagram to Etsy. Yvette, happy to have you here and all the Gecko fam. Any tips for breeding leopard geckos? We have a ton of videos, Malachi. Sometimes it's good to just watch what it looks like when leopard geckos breed. But a couple quick tips. go to our YouTube channel, watch our videos. We have 2 videos where we actually show you geckos breeding. I also show you females that reject the male. So I would say, let me list it in a couple steps. Step number 1, make sure your male and female are up to weight. Step number 2, make sure your female is ovulating. Step number 3, know how to incubate the eggs and expect when she's going to lay the eggs. Step number 4, know how to set up little babies, because little babies are way more sensitive than adults to shedding issues and humidity and food and all that kind of stuff. So we have videos on all of that, and you can watch some of our videos on all of that to see. So we breed and sell tegus, we breed and sell ball pythons, we breed and sell leopard geckos. I'm going to be looking to breed this new species that I'm bringing in tomorrow. I already showed off the babies last week, but I'm going to be looking to get a captive bred project of those going over the next few years. I also breed and sell gargoyle geckos. I'll probably do crested geckos in the future, and then I'll probably also work with a bunch of other species. So bringing in the species that I did this week, which was the sailfin dragons. You're going to find out tomorrow which species of sailfin dragon it is. But bringing in the sailfin dragons and working with importers has given me a new interest for like bringing in Australian frilled lizards. If you know what Australian frilled lizards are, they're the Australian frilled dragons that have the big red chest, and like they have more red color to them and they're bigger. And then there's forest dragons. For the first time ever, I saw a Draco flying lizard available, which is really, really cool. You know, the Draco flying lizards. Now, these animals are imported, so you might not know how well they're going to survive. Some people don't know how to take care of them yet because they're so new. But like the Draco flying lizard was $80. For $80, I'm going to experiment with that thing. You know what I mean? But I don't have the space right now. And I just filled our living room with tents, which Whitney is very upset about. Let me show you guys. Real quick. I just filled our living room. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. Okay. I filled our living room with tents, and Whitney officially gave me an ultimatum that I need to get out of the house. Not me, but I need to get the business out of the house. She's very serious about it, more serious than she ever has been in the past. So we are now looking for a place, which is pretty cool, and she's helping with that. And also one of our employees, Jacob, is helping with that as well. But I'll just show you what I did. I'll show you what I did. I was bad. Whitney came home from work and found our living room completely reorganized and filled with giant cages. So first of all, on this side, there's our big sailfin dragon right here. Oh, Phineas. Whitney and I just named him Phineas. After having him for 2 to 3 years, we finally named him. He's a little startled because you can't really see. Oh. All right, I'm going to sit with Phineas real quick. I just don't want to get splashed on my phone with his water and all that good stuff. But that's Phineas. Phineas is our Weberi. Okay, there we go. I thought he was going to. This is just hard to do one-handed. So, Hun, can you grab this? Can you film me and Phineas real quick? This is hard to do one-handed without worrying about him escaping. But I think there we go. There he is. Now we got him. Once they're out. I was going to say, once they're out, they tend to be trainable. This is not really doing the best job showing that. But look, there we go. Now we got him sitting still. Once you get them out, you can definitely train them to just sit still in your hand and all that, and eventually even eat or chill on your shoulder. It's really, really cool. And Hun, can you see like the fins that he has? He has really, really cool fins. He's looking at me with his eyes right now. They're very inquisitive animals. He's pretty awesome. Whitney's getting close, so there's his little warning. But they are very reluctant to bite. I've never been bit by this guy. 3 years that I've had him. And you can see he's just sitting in my hand now. Once you just kind of learn how to handle them and get them out and, you know, let them get used to being handled and all that, they can definitely become very, very tame. So I'll show you a baby now. There you go, Phineas. So why did we name him Phineas? Because the other day you were like...
Because he has a fin.
He has a fin. Very sure.
He's still in it.
Oh. Just while I pull out the baby real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So show them the big cage too. Show them what I did. What I did wrong. I already told them I got to move out. I got to move the business out. Look at this gigantic cage. Look at this. This is 8 feet long. This is 8 feet long by 7 feet high by 4 feet deep. Like, I'm 220 pounds and I could live in here. It's nuts. It smells really nice in here, actually. Maybe we should keep it.
No.
No. Whitney is not about that life right now.
Not a fan.
But maybe we'll have some rhino iguanas in there or something in the future. This one, I'm going to actually set up tomorrow. The light, you're not going to be able to see. But this was one that I originally set up for the babies, but it's too big, too tall. So I'm going to turn it on its side. And this one's going to be for the adult that comes in tomorrow. So I'll zipper this up. Most sailfins, like most baby species, do much better in a smaller environment. So I'll show you. This is the setup that I have right now for the little baby sailfins. So these are the little baby sailfins that we have now. And this setup works much better for them to be in a smaller, I think I could take it from here, huh? Thanks. This setup works much better for them to be in a smaller cage while they're growing up and getting tame and trained and all that than it does putting them in a bigger cage. But these guys, you know, obviously they're running around right now and I don't want them to splash their water because it'll get like really, really messy in here if they just keep running around and splashing their water. But you can so easily tame these guys, like really easily. They're just so willing to trust. They're an amazing species for sure. This is like one of my most passionate species to work with other than leopard geckos. These are true dragons, like for real. So I'll zipper these guys back up. Let me make sure everyone's in here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9 in there right now. I got 6 more coming this week. And that'll give us a total of 15 that I'm going to raise up and grow into juveniles. And as I grow those into juveniles, I could sell a couple of them and then start a breeding project with the others, because they're very rare to get this particular species in, and they are really, really cool when they grow up into adulthood. All right, we're going to flip the camera back around here. I do have to charge my phone, so let me grab my charger here real quick. And there are a couple people already asking like that they want to be on the waiting list for the sailfins. When I'm probably going to keep them for a month, feed them, grow them up, make sure there's no issues with any of them, and then sell a couple of them. And then the rest, I'm probably going to grow up like, I'll probably sell 5 of them, grow up like 8 to 10 of them, and then I might sell a couple juveniles and subadults along the way. But the materials that they're made out of, Yeah, Kyle and Sarah said PLA print plastic. Yeah, so Kyle and Sarah, which is, you know, Desert Dragon Works, they can custom make your own pet gecko. So if you have a pet gecko named Jimmy or something like that, and you want them to paint Jimmy for you, they can do that. So head over to their Instagram. My daughter's 24th birthday is coming up, and she's adopting the 2 emoji pattern geckos next month. Would be fun to have figures of them. Yeah, for sure. Platinum is Super Snow Murphy's patternless. There you go. I want a whole army of those. Yeah, they're kind of like collector's items. They're really cool. Especially if you're working. You know how people at work will have like different toys on their desks and stuff like that? And yeah, Sarah, if you want to leave the discount code or whatever, I think she said it was Geeky Geckos 2023 was a specific discount code that we have with them. So yeah, I mean, if you guys want to take orders now, that's okay. I mean, I think you should. Kyle and Sarah, you know, get the ball rolling. The faster you get the ball rolling, the more people will be aware of what you have to offer. And I think you can definitely start selling them now, and then I'll just do the giveaway also. Norman said, I told you to get out of the house. Yeah. I mean, knowing me being a reptile person, just randomly bringing home stuff and spending a lot of money past my what would be considered a normal person's thought process and budget. Whitney's been through a lot of that over the years, but I was very good for the last like 6 months to a year. I didn't spend any money on anything unnecessary. We'll put that in quotes, unnecessary. But this I deemed as totally necessary and a great opportunity. And not only do I think I could make a financial return on it, but I also think that it's just a super cool bucket list lizard to have. And it's gonna be well worth it in the end. You know, when you invest in animals specifically, you're kind of investing in the long run. For example, when you buy a $2,000 Black Knight or a $5,000 ball python, when you buy these animals, they might not produce for you for 2, 3, 4 years. They might need to grow up. They might slug out. You might be waiting on them to pair to the right other spouse. There could be a number of reasons that delay you from making a return on that investment. So the whole animal world, the whole animal business is all about delayed return, unless you are in the importation and animal flipping business. In the importation and animal flipping business, you are not breeding the animals. You are just working with breeders, buying them cheap and selling them for more money because you have a larger platform, a more well-known audience, and you can move those numbers, you know? So, yeah, 2 different business models, breeding versus flipping. You could do a little bit of both, which is sort of what I'm kind of interested in doing. As I have an actual retail location and physical shop, I would like to import really, really cool and diverse species like the Australian frill dragon, the Australian water dragon, more sailfin dragons, spiny-tailed iguanas, rock iguanas. There's so many things that I really like, and that's just lizards. There's also snakes that I could really get into as well, like green tree pythons, Amazon boas, probably like hognoses, maybe some like rosy and Kenyan sand boa type stuff. There's like a ton of stuff. When you really get into the collection side of reptiles and stocking a variety of reptiles, there is a lot of really, really cool stuff that you can get into. And being a reptile nerd like myself, I want to get into those when time, money, and space and resources allows me to, you know? Yeah, Whitney does have to win Wife of the Year for sure. I may have to live in there, yeah. At least you won't need to sleep in the couch. Yeah, I could just sleep with the sailfin dragon. So there's our discount code, Geeky Gecko 2023 on Desert Dragon Exotics Instagram if you would like to buy some of those figurines. 20% off. That's a pretty nice discount right there, guys. So take advantage of that. Go over to their website. You can start purchasing from them now, and I'm also going to do some giveaway stuff. If you wind up winning, you could wait till after the giveaway, but if you wind up buying and then you win the giveaway, you could choose to give it to somebody else, or you could choose to receive it, and then you have 2 of that color or whatever, right? So y'all should wait till the giveaway unless you want a custom painted one. How many geckos are you up to now? If I had to guess, we're probably at 1,000 or 1,200, somewhere around there. And a lot of them are adults now, you know? So like a lot of what you see behind you right here is big juveniles, adults and subadults. And I was just pulling eggs yesterday. Guys, we got a bunch of fire stuff coming this season. We're talking about Mandarin clowns, Inferno clowns, more of our Manferno stuff, which is Mandarin Infernos, a bunch of Mandarin Inferno Tremper Albino stuff, which looks really nice, a bunch of Black Knight stuff that's coming this season, also snow stuff. If you've heard me talk about it before, I'm really, really passionate about Fasciolatus snow and Afghanicus snow, and this year we're going to have the very first Afghanicus super snows and Fasciolatus super snows. They're going to look different, feel different, act different, be different, because they're a different subspecies than the original species. They're going to have a more diverse set of DNA. It's just going to be a win-win all around, which is exactly what the snow line needs, because the snow line is very condensed and inbred, so it's good to kind of outcross that line. I thought I heard a gecko moving around here, but I think it's just the paper. What else? What else? What else? Tomorrow we're doing the live unboxing of the adult sailfin dragon, whatever species that's going to be. Riley, hi, my 2 girls are doing great. That's so good to hear, Riley. I always love hearing from people who have bought geckos from us, and I love staying in contact with them, following them on Instagram. So if you guys do buy animals from us, shoot me your Instagram. I'd love to follow your progress and the pictures you share. I could repost some of your posts and stuff like that. It'd be really cool. Knobtail geckos are also really cool. I might get into those. African fat-tail geckos also. How many vendors do you think will be at the Arizona show? There's usually, so Arizona's largest and most popular and just best all-around show is coming up here in 2 weeks. And I want to say there is, okay, so officially, there's probably like 30 to 40 vendors on the official list. But what happens is official vendors invite their friends to come out and vend with them, and they just sell them the tables, and they wind up becoming a vendor themselves, unofficially, off the books kind of thing. You know what I mean? So there's about 30 to 40 official vendors, but you're probably going to see more like 50 to 60 actual vendors based on the splits and the deals that people have going on that sell their tables and all that good stuff. It's going to be a lot. And, you know, I don't know if any of the big YouTubers are going to be there, but Dave Kaufman, Clint's Reptiles, Brian Cusco, there's a bunch of big YouTubers that are known to come to the Arizona show for in the past. I have not seen them for the last 12 months because they're so busy just jumping around doing other things, but they might be there at this show. I don't know. So it'll be interesting to find out who's going to be there. Anybody else see the gecko on the shelf in its container waving at the camera? Yeah, there definitely could be 1 or 2 waving. Which one? I hear them scratching. There's one up there at the front. There's one right there. Let's see. I can't zoom in this way, but you can kind of see him moving a little bit. That's an eclipse cross to our original Mandarin boy, which was het for well, he was het for NDBE, and he created eclipse animals. So either he's also het for eclipse, or eclipse is allelic with NDBE, and that would be something super interesting to study in the leopard gecko world, because nobody else has claimed that before or made that knowledge public. So if we can make that knowledge public, we'll definitely do it. But I'm breeding him to some other eclipse girls this year to see if the same results happen. So yeah, if I breed him, let me think about this. If I breed him to eclipse and he produces eclipses, or, you know, the cross between eclipse and NDBE, which is allelic and creates a similar expression. If he creates that, then it means that he's either het eclipse himself or NDBE is allelic. And I'm trying to think how I would prove which one it was. So my brain would need to think about the exact project that I would need to work into that. But at the end of the day, sometimes genetic testing is really your only way to truly know. And genetic testing is starting to become available for ball pythons right now. But I'm pretty sure they're also going to start doing genetic testing on leopard geckos as well. And then we will know. We will know, is Gem Snow an actual mutation? Is Tug Snow an actual mutation? We will actually know these things when genetic testing becomes available. Because there's a bunch of mutations in the leopard gecko world right now that we're unclear of. Supergiant. A lot of people don't know if supergiant is an actual, like, genetic, or if it's something that is more line bred, a specific line that is producing big geckos. And if you breed big geckos to big geckos, you're going to get big geckos. You know what I mean? So there's a lot that can definitely come out of genetic testing for sure. Green dot next to the two blue dots. Well, there's two blue dots here. Yep, I see her right here. And she's at the front too. Hi, baby. Her hand's still there. There she is. I don't know if you can see her moving. I can't zoom in on this when the camera's like this, which is one of the bad things about doing my lives through Melon, is that you can't, like, zoom in and do the stuff that you could normally do through just like YouTube. But Melon allows you to throw up a bunch of stuff on screen that's very beneficial. You know what I mean? So we could put our Redline shipping sponsorship discount right here. We could put all of our vendor and sponsorship tags down here. My phone number's down there. Rainbow Mealworms sponsors right here. We could promote USARK, the Phoenix Reptile Expo, and the California Reptile Super Show that we'll be going to here coming up shortly. So that's the benefit of Melon for sure. They'd be like, Frank, our friends are here. Yay. Yeah, definitely. So let me know if you guys have any questions right now. I would love to hang out and do more, but I have to get the cage for the sail fin tomorrow. I have to get that ready tonight. I have to take down that gigantic big cage, which took me like an hour to put up. I have to take it down, but I think taking it down is going to be way easier than putting it up by myself. By myself, it was super difficult to try to span 8 feet of this like tarp, like heavy zippered tarp, and try to drape it over the whole thing. I could have waited till Jacob came back from his lunch break, but I was determined. I was like, nah, I want to get this done. And then I always do this. I always like overdo things, and then I need to pull myself back. So like I spent all that time putting up these cages, and now I'm just going to have to take them down. But that's just, I've just gotten used to, that's just part of reptile life. You know, you're going to go one way, you're going to go the other way. Sometimes you got to change directions, backpedal, move forward a couple steps. You know, It's a bunch of, it's a whole song and dance working in the reptile world. But thankfully, things are going pretty well for us, you know. I'm going to do an entire video on this, but I am, this concept is kind of newer to me, but I'm starting to promote it a lot more now. You can buy geckos off of our website through installment payments. So like, let's say there's an expensive gecko that you really want. I had somebody do this week. It was a $2,000 gecko. They could not afford $2,000 all up front. You could split that $2,000 into 12 payments, month to month, and you know, you'll check out through the installment process on our website. Shopify will pay me, and then I can send you your gecko immediately before the 12 months is up. So you can pay off your gecko over the course of 12 months. I can receive my money, you can receive your gecko, and you could pay it off in 12 months. It's like 3 months. I think it's like 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, 12 month are your different options. And the longer you postpone it, the more interest you're going to pay. But let me give you an example. I bought a $2,500 lizard that's coming in tomorrow. And that $2,500 lizard, I didn't have all that money up front to pay for it. So I put it on installment payments from this breeder's website. I put it on 12 months of installment payments. So I'm only going to pay $222 a month. I mean, think about that. I don't know what you make at your job, but if you make $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month, I don't know what you make at your job, but if you could afford $200 a month, you could literally buy a top quality Black Knight right now from our website, and you could just pay it off over the course of 12 months. That's the benefit of working with platforms like Shopify that will front you the money and sort of be your authority and like compliance check. You can offer that generosity to other people and allow them to pay that over time and send them the animal right away. So I did that with a couple people this week with Black Knights, and so I'm looking forward to just promoting more that this is an option that is available through our website. So if there's expensive animals on our website that you want to pay over a longer period of time, you could pay through installment payments, get your animal now and pay later. Very, very great option. You know what I mean? And that's so talking about the interest, $222 a month. And after 12 months, I'm only going to pay $162 of interest. So think of that. Let's say your salary is $50,000 a year or $30,000 a year. The interest that you're only going to pay on extending that payment out for 12 months is only $162. You're going to spend more than $162 on your favorite coffee this year. You know what I mean? So like $162 of interest is nothing. It's absolutely nothing when you think of it across the course of 12 months. Hulu costs more than $162 a year. Netflix costs more than $162 a year. So, and that's just your interest. It's a very small amount. The less months that you pay it off in, the less the interest. But I did not want to spread myself too thin with this purchase. And so I was like, $162 spread across 12 months? I'm good with that. I'll take that. You know, so an adoption stream, pick me. That's a good idea. Ooh, here's an idea that I have, and let me know what you guys think about this. There is a Crested Gecko channel that does this every single week. It's called Morph Menagerie. Some of you guys probably follow Morph Menagerie. They do a auction every single week for crested geckos of theirs that did not sell on their website or at shows. They set up a camera, and in the chat, people could bid on the animal that they want to purchase. And you have something like a 3-minute window or 60, I think it's like a 60-second window, depending on how many animals they have that week that they're auctioning. So there's a 60-second window. If nobody bids on it, that animal goes back into the collection and will come back around at the next opportunity or at the next auction the following week. But if people bid on it, at the end of that 60 seconds, people get the animal for whatever they bid on it for. So we could start bids at like $30 or something like that for some of our overflow animals that we're just looking to kind of move more quickly. Our more expensive animals, we might start at like $300, but then the bids will just go from there. If you bid $301 and nobody buys it, then you might get an animal that's worth $500. You might get that for $300. So that is something that I'm highly considering as I have more time, is setting up leopard gecko auctions, because we have so many geckos here. And if it wasn't for the sale fins this week, I would have been putting some of these guys up for sale, but but because I made that impulse / bucket list / investment purchase of the sale fins, it kind of took up my time all of this week, and it's still taking up my time, to be honest. But I need to build more leopard gecko racks and then take pictures. Also, what's taking off too is our leopard gecko starter kits and human hides, food bowls, water dishes, all that kind of stuff. So if you go to our website, look at our leopard gecko kits, those are starting to take off and people are really liking those. We're getting a lot of positive feedback, a lot of reorders. And so we're going to have some cool and funky colors, but the 3 main colors we stock are going to be the sky blue, strawberry red, and the ash gray. So where did you get those zipper cages? Good question. For all of you guys who are looking to have a large cage that is cheap, that is easy to move, that holds humidity very well, there is something called grow tents. They're actually horticulture grow tents. So for people that collect plants, they have tents that are designed to hold humidity and grow plants. Well, there's a material on the inside that those these fabric cages are made from, and the material is scratch proof. Even a giant rhinoceros iguana, an Argus monitor, a crocodile monitor, even a crocodile itself, approximate size, could not scratch through that material. It is extremely resistant to ripping and tearing and clawing. So many people over the last 10 years have used grow tents, which are meant for plants. They've used it for animals. And you could take most grow tents are built tall. So like the one grow tent in there that was built tall is 7 feet tall, 4 feet wide, and 4 feet deep. 4 feet wide, 4 feet deep, 7 feet tall. What you could do, turn it on its side. If you turn it on its side, it is now 7 feet long, 4 feet high, 4 feet deep. And that's perfect for any ground lizard like a tegu or anything like that. So I hope that helps. Research it on YouTube, lizard grow tents. There are so many people that keep so many species in grow tents. It's absolutely a game changer. Cheap. We're talking cheap. For that giant cage right there, $100 new off of Amazon. $100 for a 7 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot cage that's sturdy, lightweight, holds humidity, easy to move. Oh boy, I'm going to go on a rant of these things. Now, we also might be partnering with Apex Cages. Apex Cages is a cage design company out here in Arizona that they have the best cages on the market that I've seen. And if you're looking for something that's a little bit more display friendly than a grow tent is absolutely the most efficient way to go. But if you're thinking about something that is more display friendly and looks nice, so when people come over your house, they'll be like, wow, that looks really cool. And your lizard collection is really cool. If you're going for that effect, Apex Cages is the way to go. And they're out here in Arizona. We're going to get a partnership going with them that will give us an exclusive discount code for you guys to purchase through them. They could ship to you for super, super cheap because, again, their cages start out flat and expand out, and you could modify them. So their cages are built in like cube design. If you have a 2 foot by 2 foot cube, you could attach another 2 foot by 2 foot cube to it. And then you could attach another 2 by 2 cube to that. And it's kind of like Tetris. You could build up, you could build wide, you could build out, you could build deep. You could build a design cage if you want that is in the shape of a cross. You know, we just passed Easter Sunday. If you want a cage that is shaped like a cross, you could do that. Like literally this company is the bomb, and I would love to promote them. They're kind of newer, so like they're still kind of coming onto the scene, but they're the first to market. Well, there might be people that do something similar to what they do, but not on the level that they do it. So I'll just say they're the first to market with the exact design and modularity that they have going on with their display cages. And they're not really super expensive, lightweight, easy to ship. So it's not that expensive to ship to you. It's just great all around. If that partnership winds up securing with them in the next 2 to 3 weeks, you'll definitely see me make a video on it, announce our partnership with them, and do a full run through of exactly what their cages are. But if you want to check them out now, Apex Cages on Instagram and apexcages.com, I believe, is their website, and you can order from them, contact them through their website. So if and when you move out, you're going to get yourself some fat tails. Yes, we are going to get fat tails. Jacob, one of our employees here, he really likes fat tails. He really wants to get into them. So if we bought some, I'm pretty sure he would have a good time taking care of them. So thank you so much, Kaler's Aquatics, for the $4.99 donation. And it doesn't show me the character. Maybe it shows it for you guys. But this is what it says. Pair character lifting some weights, saying keep it up. Thank you so much, Kaler's. Appreciate it. I used to have muscles there, way more defined. Now it's just kind of like chunky and beefy, but I just need to get back into working out again. But anyway, thank you so much for that $4.99 donation, which helps Geeky Gecko Creations keep rolling, moving forward, get out of the house, making Whitney happy, expanding our species we work with, operation, employees, job opportunities, possibly visiting hours and stuff if we do finally open up a place. So for that male tangerine you have for sale with the crinkle eye, will that pass on to his offspring if I breed him? I'm close to buying him on payday. I haven't tested that officially, but to me, I believe the crinkle eye is more linked to deficiencies in the egg during growth process. So it's tough to tell, right? It's kind of like with human beings. If somebody is born with a 6th toe, right? Are they going to pass that on to their children? I think there is a low likelihood that they will, because it's an extremely rare genetic that is most likely recessive, if anything. And if not, it's a mutation genetic that spontaneously happened that is not necessarily inheritable, if I can put it that way. I'm not a genetic genius. I know genetics a little bit, but like on the level that we're talking about right now, where we're talking about diseases passing on and all that kind of stuff, I'm nowhere near where I need to be to 100% guarantee you something. But there are genetics that pass on in people's DNA that are mutations that can absolutely pass on and make a difference in the offspring. And then there are things that people are born with that are not necessarily genetically transferable or inheritable in that exact same way. And the crinkled eye for leopard geckos, I don't have enough experience yet to know one way or the other. My personal thought is that it will not pass on. And if it does pass on, then come back to me and I'll make that situation right with you and either refund you the cost difference between what he is now as a breeder price versus a pet price, which for us, pet prices are anywhere between $30 to $50, depending on the the extremity of the situation. So with that boy's situation, his situation is very not so bad. I'll grab him. I was actually just looking at him today. I believe this is him. His ID is N1. His ID is N115. I believe this is him. He has really great carrot tail that he's going to pass on to his offspring. He has pretty decent orange coloration. He has a little bit of the wrinkling under the chin here, the wrinkling skin, which can happen sometimes just from like deficiencies of them growing up in the egg, like lacking a certain nutrition. And that's most likely the same reason of what happened with his eyelids. But both of his eyelids are very nice. Like it's barely crinkled. So I priced them at $200 because I think he's going to be an excellent breeder. If he turns out to not be an excellent breeder, and he produces animals with defects or deficiencies as well, then I would just refund you the price of what he would normally be as a pet animal, which for him, because his situation is very minor, as a pure pet animal, he would just be like $50. So if you bought him for $200 and he wound up producing animals with issues, and you could show me the lineage that it wasn't due to inbreeding, because inbreeding will do that as well. If it wasn't due to inbreeding, then I will just refund you $150, if that makes sense. I'm all about making it right with our people. If you follow us, if you buy from me and you have any issue with an animal that I sold you, I am all open ears to listen to you, to hear your concern, and to try my best to make that right with you, whatever that might mean. Whether it's a new animal, whether it's a partial refund, whether it's a full refund, whether it's walking you through the process of shipping me back the animal and shipping you out another animal, whatever it winds up being, I'm here for you and with you. I'm here with you to walk hand in hand with you and make this possible. You know, because at the end of the day, I want people to be excited about the animals that they have from us. And if there's something a little bit unexciting about that, then I would want them to let me know. I'll give you a real quick example. So I wasn't going to announce this until tomorrow, but I paid $2,500 for a sailfin dragon that was in perfect condition last week. Right before shipping this week, they sent me pictures and they said, hey, somehow over the weekend, the sailfin dragon damaged its mouth a little bit, like the front of its snout, just a little bit, you know? And so I looked over the pictures. I called them. I said, hey, I paid for an animal that was, I paid for an animal that was perfect, so to speak, visually perfect. And now the animal has a little bit of an imperfection. I realize the imperfection is going to heal, but would you give me a refund for the amount of money that you would normally sell an animal with this particular injury, if you want to call it that way, or this particular, I don't want to call it defect, imperfection. This particular imperfection, would you give me a discount for the animal? And the shop said, yeah, let me call the owner. So they called the owner. The owner said, no problem. It should heal, no problem. The color will return, no problem, as the years go on. And if you want to keep her, or him, I should say, we'll give you $250 off, which is the normal price of what we would charge for an animal with the issue. Perfect. I said, that's great, you know, because in all honesty, this animal is so impressive. If they said, I'm sorry, I can't give you a partial refund on it, you're going to have to take the animal as is. If they said that, I still would have took the animal. That's how excited I am about this animal. But it makes me feel 10 times better about my interaction with this company and using them again in the future. The fact that they were willing to hear out my concern, hear out my complaint, so to speak. I didn't go to them in an angry way, but I brought it up. I inquired, and I wanted to see what they would do about it and the options they presented me. And in my eyes, they took care of me. They took good care of me, you know. So I like to try to take good care of the people that are with us, you know. So we'll leave this guy here in case you think about him. And we now offer free shipping over $500 worth of animals. So like this guy's 200. If you wanted to buy another tangerine, that's like 300. Bam. Like a female, if you wanted to get one of our nice females that we got to pair with this guy, 500 free shipping. That's saving right there. And these animals are priced really low to begin with. Somebody just bought a $400 tangerine leopard gecko female that was about to get held back. Like it was so big in its rack that it's probably going to start ovulating soon, and it's so visually nice that I literally said to myself, this week I'm going to pull her and she's going to get held back, and somebody just bought her today. So I've looked into Apex. The only downside for us is since it's PVC, you can't use heat tape or heat mats on them. You should be able to. I'm new to this, but depending on how thick the PVC is, you should be able to do that. But I do see your concern, because if the PVC is 1/2 inch thick, the heat tape would have to heat through a 1/2 inch of PVC, and it might not get hot enough for the species that you need. Totally understand that. They might have an option coming in the future where they will cut out a divot on the inside of their cage, put heat tape in there, and then cover it up with something so that it's a thinner layer that the animal can sit on top of to get heated. I will try to find that out if they have any solution to the problem that you're talking about here. But also, yeah, if you use heat tape, for sure, that might not work unless there's a solution. But it's really easy. You just drill a light bulb thing and screw it into the roof, and you can move it anywhere you want on the cage. It's really, really customizable. I know that probably sounds confusing, but I'll show details of that more as time goes on. Did you show Jacob the pics of the fat tail I have been rehabbing? She is so darn sweet. I'll try to show him tomorrow. Yeah, Amy, this started 57 minutes ago. I was only going to do a half hour because, like, I got to get the sailfin cage prepped, but I'll probably end it here as soon as I get caught up. But you can rewatch it back. Talked about some cool stuff. Is a prolapse dangerous? Yes, I have a video on prolapse. Go check out my video on male hemipene prolapse. If you're talking about female anus prolapse, that's the same scenario and can most likely be cured in the same way. Just look at my video. I have to do an update video on the solution that I used in my current video, but the solution worked. So I've done it before and it's worked. I made a video on it and it's worked again multiple times. It's worked. So check out my video on prolapse hemipenes, and that is the way that you can help cure prolapse hemipenes or prolapse anuses of girls on your own. If it's really bad, you might need to take it to a vet, but try the solution that I have in my video first. So yeah, wondering about excessive skin. Excessive skin is something that you do see on some leopard geckos. Even top-end leopard geckos, some of them have a little bit more excessive skin. I don't know if we know what it is in the hobby. There's a lot of people that theorize that it's a vitamin deficiency. It was something with incubation spikes. Those are things that theoretically should not be passed down, so to speak, but who knows? Genetics is a complicated and very tricky subject, and it might be a mutation that happened because of environmental changes in the egg, and that could wind up being a part of their DNA that they actually do pass down in a recessive or in a dominant form. I know we were talking with Denise Ray last week about egg-bound girls, and she thinks in her experience, egg-bound girls pass it on. So if you have an egg-bound girl that has a couple successful babies, those babies are higher risk for it being egg-bound. Now, this is not proven. She did not say this is facts, but it is something that we are considering and something that she is considering given the experience she has with working with females and egg-bound females. Christopher, now when I buy him, he's mine. I would never ask for a return. That's my gamble to take. I love his tail. And I really, really appreciate that. As a seller, I really appreciate that because, you know, it costs a lot of money to run this business and it's never fun to hand over back money. But I just look at it as the right thing to do. You know what I mean? I think it makes me feel better that I'm taking care of our customer. It makes the customer feel better. It just makes a better all-around experience. Look at that. This looks like the Urban Gecko face. If you go to the urbangecko.com, this looks like the gecko face that is on his page. If you know what I'm talking about. I think it's Urban Gecko. In my head, I'm reflecting on Urban Gecko. I reached out to Apex and they said no heat tape or heat mats. Okay, so I apologize. That's not going to be possible then. Yeah, and with the feedback that you gave them, that's how companies grow. There's a really, really good chance that they are going to make a heat mat or heat tape version. And I'll tell you why. Because there's other PVC builders in Arizona that I have ran into that cut out a divot. They cut out a divot of the PVC and they use that in the cages. I can't remember the exact way they do it, but they use heat tape in the cages. If you want to check them out, their company is called 5150 Cages or something like that. They're also out here in Arizona. They supply some of the pet stores out here with their PVC cages, and I am almost 100% sure when I went into the pet store a couple of months ago, I saw their PVC cages with heat tape inside the cage. You know, like they made it work somehow. I forget how, but they made it work somehow. And if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure that that's what I remember seeing. When Frank gets talking, there's no stopping. I know it's tough. Tyler Flanagan. Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate that. About to have a female lay here in a few days. Any tips to prevent eggs from going bad? Here's the thing. I was just talking to somebody the other day. No, I can't use that Jurassic Park quote because it's not appropriate. I was going to use a Jurassic Park quote, which is life finds a way. Because I was just using that quote the other day. What actor said that? Do you guys remember? I don't know his name, but he's arguing with one of the old guys, and the old guy who created the park. Which, here's the funny thing: the guy that created the park, his name is Hammond, and my wife's maiden name is Hammond. Very interesting. So anyway, Hammond, the guy that created Jurassic Park in Jurassic Park 1, he's all excited. And he's like, yeah, the velociraptors, the T-Rexes, they'll never be able to produce. They're all females. They won't be able to produce. And what the guy said was, life finds a way. You know, and I think that's the exact quote, but that's always one of the quotes that sticks out to me. And then the other quote is, clever girl. Do you guys remember that? I think it's towards the end of the movie. I won't spoil it, but he says, clever girl. So I always remember that too, and I joke around with that with my wife. What other quotes from Jurassic Park do I really like? Clever girl, life finds a way. Okay, so I just watched the new Adam Driver movie, 65. There's so many scenes in there that are very, very similar to the Jurassic Park series. Did they do that on purpose for a little bit of nostalgic throwback? I don't know. But what was I talking about before? Do eggs go bad? So in the same way that life finds a way, life will survive if it's meant to survive. If you give the leopard gecko eggs all of the conditions that we know are perfect for leopard gecko eggs to thrive, 79 to 90 degrees, 90 to 100% humidity, stable temperature monitoring. If you're sure about those three things, The eggs are either going to hatch or they're not going to hatch. Sometimes you'll have bad looking eggs that don't have embryos hatch and be perfectly healthy and fine babies. Other times you'll have eggs that have a perfect embryo in it die and not hatch. So what I like to tell people is, it's not what they want to hear, but life is either going to survive or it's not. Do your due diligence to check off your list the parameters that the eggs are supposed to use to survive. And if you do that, then just wipe that worry off of your mind of whether those eggs are going to make it or not. Because either they're going to make it or they're not. Now, if they grow a little bit of mold on it, like somebody came to me the other day, the eggs were close to hatching age and it had a little bit of fuzzy white mold. They're like, what should I do? Wipe off the mold. Simple answer. If your eggs get moldy, wipe off the mold. If they get moldy and die, they get moldy and die. If it hatches, it hatches. There's only so much you can do. This is an imperfect world with imperfect animals, with imperfect situations, with imperfect eggs, with imperfect babies. Everything about our world is imperfect, which is why Jesus had to come and die so that we can all have a second chance at life in a perfect world, which he promised us, which is going to be the new heaven and the new earth. There's my gospel spiel for the day. But this world is imperfect. It just is. No matter what you do, no matter what guy he is, no matter what girl she is, no matter what. You might not be religious, but Jesus was the only perfect thing to hit this world. And the love of God was through Christ is the only perfect thing that hit this world. Everything else is imperfect and needs redemption, which is why we needed a savior. The world, including animals, need redemption. There's a really, I'm not going to get too spiritual, but there's a really interesting Bible verse that talks about all creation suffers along with mankind. It's in Romans chapter 1, I believe. I've kind of been slacking on my Bible reading lately, so forgive me, but I used to read a lot of the Bible, love my relationship with God, still got a great submissive relationship to him, but haven't read his word in a while, just been really busy. Try to do my best to live out the life that I've learned in his word through prayer and through conscious thinking. But there's a scripture that says all creation suffers in this world right now. And what that means is the trees suffer, the ants suffer, the geckos suffer, crocodiles, hippopotamuses, the zebras that's getting eaten by the crocodiles suffer. The deer that's getting shot by the hunter suffers. Everything suffers in this world. And that's why Christ came, to bring us into a new world, to create a new world with no suffering. And that is the promise of everlasting life with him. If you follow him, submit to that gospel message, the good news. That's what gospel means. It's good news that Christ came. So I was not planning on saying any of that today. It just kind of came out naturally. It is what it is. I believe that to be the truth. So I preach it to be the truth. I think it's more harmful for me in some situations not to say the truth than to say the truth. But all creation suffers. Leopard gecko eggs are going to be imperfect until the new heaven and the new earth, and maybe the Lord will let us breed leopard geckos up there. I don't know. We might not even be thinking about leopard geckos up there. But then again, the Bible says the lion will lay down with the lamb and the child will play with the adder, the poisonous snake. So I definitely think animals will be there in the new heaven and the new earth. I just don't know if we're going to be breeding them, and we're probably most definitely not going to be breeding them in little tubs, So, yeah, leopard geckos are imperfect. Try to take that for what it's worth. Stuff is going to happen. Good eggs are going to go bad. Bad eggs are going to go good. It's just part of this natural cycle. But do your due diligence to check off your list everything of the parameters that we know to be true, and you'll be all right. Have you ever encountered tangerines that color dust dulls dramatically? Yes not at the age of 6 months. 6 months should still be the most colorful that the leopard gecko is. I've kind of heard a rumor that blood tangerine leopard geckos fade more quickly than other lines of tangerines, such as Inferno and Mandarin. I don't really know how true that is. A lot of people are mixing blood and Mandarin and Inferno anyway, so I don't really think it makes that big of a difference, but I'll say it because I've heard other people say it. But for the most part, you should not be getting tangerines that fade out until like after a year. Thanks, found them. 5150 reptiles, cribs, and things. Yeah, give them a talk. Jeff Goldblum. Sorry, so sorry. I don't know what I was referring to about that. Oh, the actor's name for Jurassic Park that says life finds a way. Jeff Goldblum. They're testing the fences. Jurassic Park. Oh, that's good. Okay, what about this line where he's like, you remember that? Where he tricks the girl that he died or whatever? And then she actually gets, or the little boy actually gets electrocuted. When the raptor eats him, yes, you're exactly right. He's hunting the raptors. This is why I love leopard geckos. They're like little raptors. He's hunting the raptors, and he's just about to kill one or put one to sleep or whatever. And then one pops out from his side, and he looks at her, and he says, "Clever girl." And then he dies. Yes, that's one of my favorite scenes from Jurassic Park. Miss Jazzy, I keep thinking that you are Whitney's sister, Jazzy, but you are probably not Whitney's sister, Jazzy, because I think Jazzy has so many better things to do that, not you, but I mean Whitney's sister has so many better things to do than to hang here with me on a Monday night talking about geckos, even though she is very supportive as a sister-in-law. I just don't think that's her cup of tea. When you gotta go, you got. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Okay, I like that. Okay, so let's rehash this this scene. So they're in the car, and the T-Rex is coming after them. I forget if they're outside the car or in the car, and Dr. Grant is like, "Don't move. Nobody move." And the guy like runs to get away from the T-Rex, and he goes to the bathroom. And what's his name? Jeff something you said? Jeff Goldblum or whatever. Jeff Goldblum's character, who plays like the cynical, sarcastic, kind of funny character. He's like, when you gotta go, you gotta go. That's good. That's good. Man, they just don't make movies like that anymore. There are no quote-worthy movies. All the movies are like all into CGI and graphics and effects, you know? So like, the movie 65 that I saw yesterday, it's good. It's got good graphics, but there's not a lot of sustenance to it. I miss the movies of like the 90s and the early 2000s. Graphics weren't as good, but they put way more time into like plot line, mystery, suspense, drama. They put way more into sustenance of a movie. There's just not a lot of sustenance in movies anymore. And a lot of stuff is knocked off, you know, like the 65 movie. Like I said, I watched it and I could reflect on like 3 or 4 different Jurassic Park scenes that seemed like influenced their choice. It's like, why not be original? Why not be creative? Like make your own movie. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just, there's just not a lot of depth to movies anymore. Don't count your chickens. Was that from Jurassic Park? God bless you, Frank. Keep working on your relationship. I struggle sometimes too. Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, we're in this imperfect world. We get distracted, right? Distractions. Such a distracting world. The founding principle of Buddhism, as I understand it, is life is suffering. That's interesting. That's why they focus on reaching nirvana and breaking the cycle of reincarnation or through reincarnation. Yeah, that makes sense. Are you coming to Reptilian Nation? So Houston right now is a little far for us. I did the math. It's like 15 hours, I think. If and when we get a van this year or next year, I'm definitely going to be like a work van for traveling. I'm definitely going to be looking into traveling to Texas shows, because Texas Texas is just where it's at. There's a lot of good shows in Texas. If I buy animals for over 500, I get free shipping DDI. Yep, you get free shipping. $500 or more, you get free shipping, my friend. And most of our animals are really like priced well anyway. And a lot of them are bigger and would be more valuable now than, so like a month ago, I took pictures of some tangerines that were $300 because they were younger. But now they're older and they should really be like 400, 450, but they're still listed as 300. So if somebody bought them right now on my website before I change the price, I'm going to honor the old pricing, you know? So maybe use this live stream to keep that in mind. If there's some animals that you like on our website right now, they're all older and they're all closer to breeding size than they were when I took those pictures a month or two ago. And I can get you new pictures. So if you like an animal and you're like, hey, can I see some new pictures of it right now? I can get you new pictures for that. Free shipping over 500. And also, if you buy our humid hides and our food dishes, I'm just saying, I think our food dishes, water dishes are superior to anything else out there. And I'm not saying that because it's me selling them. I truly, truly think price-wise and functionality-wise and durability-wise, they're way better than anything else out there right now. Sorry, I don't mean to crap on anybody. I'm just trying to give an honest analysis of the way that I view this object that I'm selling. Free shipping over $50 on products. So we have some of the best prices out there right now for our humid hides, our dry hides, our food bowl, water bowl, calcium dish, combo kits, and individual. You could buy them individual. We have some of the best prices out there. Best product, best quality, best prices. And over $50 is free. You know? I think about the day when we get to see all the creatures that we have helped and cared for that we will see when we all get to heaven. Yep, that's definitely sounds like a very enjoyable day. If you think about it, Adam in the Garden of Eden, you know, if you take the story literally, Adam in the Garden of Eden was playing with animals and naming animals before his wife even came. And that's why God was like, animals are not on the same level as what I want to give Adam, which is bone of his bone, flesh of his flesh, something identical to him. Not the same, but identical in a way. Identical in the way where you're cut from the same cloth, but you're different. You have different personalities, different emotions, different personhood. You know what I mean? And that's why he created Eve from Adam, and that's why the two are one. It's because female is literally from male, and none of the animals are like that. That's why no animal is compatible on the same level as a human with a human is, you know? Now, I know we can say that some of us like animals more than humans and all that kind of stuff like that, but in general, the compatibility, the loneliness that you feel as a person, the incompleteness that you feel as a person, is completed more with another human being in a loving, intimate relationship. You know what I mean? So, aha, yes, I will have to go back and rewatch this. Thank you, Amy. Well, I definitely went way over my time. Sorry for getting a little bit preachy, a little bit gospel-y. A lot of you guys know about my Christian faith and background, but, you know, I try to just live the works and not necessarily talk a lot about it. But sometimes when topics like that come up or things come to my mind, I might share it a time or two. But I thank you guys. If you need mealworms, Rainbow Mealworms is your place to go right there. If you need to ship an animal, use our promo code Gecko5 at checkout today with Redline Shipping. They're definitely taking the shipping world by storm. And I think, oh, I forgot to talk about this. All right, I'm going to mention this in closing, and that's it. Morph Market got bought out by Dubia.com. Mic drop. Go, if you want to listen to the effects of that purchase. Oh, shoot, what is that? Oh, I got to call something. Snooze. If you want to listen to the effects of Morph Market getting bought out by dubiaroaches.com, go to a podcast called The Modern Reptile. The Modern Reptile or The Modern Dinosaur. And look in their first, look at the first few live streams, a couple live streams back. They have a live stream talking about the takeover of Morph Market and the benefits of that takeover, some of the concerns of that takeover, but Redline Shipping is definitely going to be at the forefront of that because Redline Shipping is the sponsor of Morph Market, and so they should continue on to become the most popular shipping company used. Theoretically, if things go according to the path that we think they're going to go, Morph Market's buyout is going to merge with Redline in an even stronger way for better customer service, safer travels for your animals, and better business for Redline compared to any other company out there. So, I mean, I love Redline. I think they're great. I don't have anything bad to say about any of the other companies. I'm just stating the facts of the reality of business mergers and partnerships that happen and what I think could potentially happen in the near future. Check out that podcast. It's a great listen. Morph Market is no longer owned by John, but is owned 100% by Dubia.com. And that is going to make a big change for the reptile hobby moving forward. Are you going to have more males? Yes, I'm incubating for all males right now. I got like 300 male eggs in the incubator. I got more males growing up right here from last season. So I should definitely have some males coming to the website over the next month or so. I just got to get some racks built because this, oops, that's not what I want to do. This rack right here is where I take pictures of these animals and put them into those for sale racks. So I need to build a couple more of those for sale racks, and then I can take pictures, put animals in there. I literally might have 400 animals for sale over the next 3 months if I can get done everything that I want on my website. It'll be a huge plethora to choose from. One of my goals is to be the largest library of leopard geckos for people to choose from. So they could just go to our website and they could peruse hundreds of geckos that they could choose from at any point of year. That's one of my goals in business, in the size of the company, what I would like to promote, what I would like to accomplish. You know what I mean? So thank you guys for being a part of that journey, and we will see how that continues to unfold. But any good thing takes time, right? So I know that realistically, it's going to take me some time to get to that dream, to get there, but we're moving in that direction. In addition to that, I also want to work with really cool species, such as sailfin dragons, Australian water dragons, frilled lizards, skinks, iguanas, snakes. I want to work with it all. And the quicker that we get out of this house, the more support that we get from you guys, you know, by buying animals and supporting our cause and helping us grow and pushing our platform, that's all going to help the impact together moving forward for the company. You know, I can't do it all on my own. So it takes you guys, it takes our employees and team members over here, all of us banding together to help create this vision and this dream that I'm kind of pushing for. So anyway, thank you guys for that, because I didn't think I would be here this fast necessarily as far as where we're at right now, like looking for a location, selling animals, getting back into other species. I thought a lot of that stuff would be way further down the line, but we're starting to get into it more now. You want banana pectinatas? We're going to have banana pectinatas. You want pied pectinatas? We're going to have pied pectinatas. So thank you guys for your support, because it's all helping that become possible. And I'd love to support you along the way in any way possible. So if you buy geckos from us or follow us or tag us on Instagram, I'd love to tag you guys back and all that kind of stuff if I see that happening. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to sign off here. I'll be back tomorrow morning around 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time to reveal our new big sailfin dragon that we're getting. Oops, I already said he's big, so you might know what species or subspecies it is, but it's really exciting, guys. Super excited for it. I will see you then. Have a good night's rest. Get some food, get some sleep, and I look forward to talking more geckos and reptiles with you soon. So stay nerdy, my friends, and have a geeky gecko great day. Keep those Jurassic Park quotes coming. Oh, Zach, Pied His Life. Jurassic Park quotes, I want them. Oh, and alien quotes. If you guys didn't know, Jurassic Park and Aliens from the 90s, the Maguire Weaver series, what's her name? Sigourney Weaver? I don't know her name. I can't say it. Maguire Weaver? Norman probably knows her. She's from Norman's generation. Sigourney Weaver. Anyway, Aliens and Jurassic Park are my two favorite series, and then Pokemon after that. I don't know which one I like more, Aliens or Jurassic Park. Oh, that's tough. Let me know in the next live stream which one you would pick, Aliens or Jurassic Park, and get me movie quotes from both of those movies. I thank you guys. Stay nerdy, my friends. Like, stay thirsty, my friends. Stay nerdy, my friends, and I'll see you tomorrow morning or in the next video. Until then, have a geeky gecko great day.